Umar Majid, my longest standing client here in the land of the Scots.
That's it, yeah.
You first came to me at Anytime Fitness. It was just fortunate that you got almost pushed towards me because of my experience within a certain field, and we met for the first time there, and we pretty much kicked it off straight away. And in terms of that, you've now been with me for 2.5 years.
Mm-hmm.
It's been one hell of a ride.
Some journey, yeah.
Yeah. From then to now, I know there's probably a lot to try to digest in that, but can you just talk from meeting me for the first time and then now, what have you experienced? And this is what you've experienced, not what I bring to the table. What's happened in your life since starting with me?
Yeah, so when I first started with you, I'd just recently been a couple of months before that, I'd been assaulted within the shop, and my confidence within myself, it was just completely gone. Just staying in my room, not doing much, gained a lot of weight, and I just decided it was time for a change. And somebody had mentioned to me there was Anytime Fitness, so I thought I'd try that out. And at the same time, I was looking into personal training, and spoke to a member there, and he recommended yourself, and you'd just joined, and because you were an ex-professional MMA fighter, it just kind of fitted, and yeah, that's where the journey began. And through then, from the very get-go, getting into it was a tough struggle, as you know, just doing basic exercises and fitness, and it was a real struggle having to stop every 5-10 minutes. And then as times went on, eating's going up and down, training was still going strong, and through time just getting stronger, getting fitter, getting more confident, which I think is the most important thing. With that, you can push yourself even further, and that's what you've done. We've introduced different exercises like boxing, which I've never done before. I'm breaking PBs that I've never done before either, and I'm signing up for events I never would have done.
100%.
And that's taken a good 1.5 years of self-confidence. Starting off with just a charity triathlon, getting my confidence through that, and then going into taking a bigger step, very big step, right
Huge
enough.
step.
But yeah, going into High Rocks this year, and then realising that you need to keep doing things to keep yourself motivated and keep yourself going, and through it yourself, and just making me sign up for things. I've now signed up for Tough Mudder, and yeah, through events like that and through training with yourself, it's brought a lot of confidence back in me within the past 2 years. It's just gone up. Quite
well,
a lot.
as a coach, I beam with pride. You definitely are one of these clients that I do, like, when I talk about you, I do beam with pride, because maybe this is advice for personal trainers as well as just the clients, people choosing to go to a personal trainer. Yes, it might be a quick fix. You're going to a personal trainer, maybe just a kickstart, but you've definitely embedded the whole process of the journey. And when I put the journey in inverted commas, because the first year it was extremely up and down. So I don't know if you remember, you did touch base with it. There were a lot of times where you had to leave maybe 10 or even 20 minutes in. I was like, okay, geez, because we maybe did a like superset of some sort, and then you were just, but more so of it being a physical toll, I think it was an emotional toll as well, because you weren't where you are at now, emotionally, in terms of being able to push past those those barriers, whereas now your confidence has just like shot through the roof. And we all human, we're still going to have doubts, we're still going to go through all those processes, but you've definitely changed. And I've almost seen you bloom into something that's like super confident. You come to the classes and you destroy it. You always just push the pace as much as you can. So in terms of where you're at to where you're at now, the process, you've always we've changed about 3 times in terms of what your goal is.
Yeah.
And that's always going to happen. If I look back 3 years ago, 2 years ago, my goals have changed. So going forward now, you are trying to get PBs with your lifts, your compound lifts. So your back squat's probably one of your favorite lifts.
That's my target, yeah. That's the target right now, 200 kg squat.
200 kg squats. You're on 160 for 2 at the moment.
Yeah.
So you are getting PBs still currently, but I don't maybe necessarily expect a PB answer here. What moments, and it can be in a moment where you realized who you are and what you're capable of. It can be an exercise that you were like, geez, all right, I never thought that I could do it. Something.
Well, funnily
what
enough,
is a moment in our relationship within you, your journey with me, has stuck out that you can't shake?
I think there's a few. We were talking about it yesterday, but I remember when I first started with you, doing a burpee was one of the worst things I would ever do. And just kind of trusting the process, going through it. Now, a year and a half or 2 years down the line, I can now do burpees comfortably. Don't get me wrong, I still don't enjoy them, but I can now do them comfortably and consistently. I think as well, high rocks was a key one as well, training for that, going through the ups and downs of that, and also like boxing and being able to, we've done some self-defense as well, and being able to now be confident within the shop and just being able to defend myself has helped a lot. I'm just trying to think of what else.
Well, just in terms of that as well, in the time that you've been, we have dealt with emotional roller coasters, physical roller coasters. And this is something that happens to all of us. So that's why I'm bringing it up. And maybe just advice of what kept you going in terms of you've had moments where you've felt like giving up in terms of like, hey, I don't know if I really want to do that, or you just haven't been motivated because of the amounts of work that has been put in. And there is times, we're all human, that you feel down. But one thing you've done have always come back and you always have improved. What was the mindset behind that?
The mindset was to never get into the situation that I was in when I first started with you. Like I say, just being so enclosed, stuck in my house or going into work, being in that routine of getting up, getting ready, going to work, coming back, going into my room and not doing anything for that, getting into that mindset again, I never want to do. And I've always wanted to be able to do events and have the self-confidence to be able to do events like this. And that was a key motivational factor for me. It was just never get stuck in that cycle again. Always push yourself. And even though it's a little bit uncomfortable sometimes, it's worth it in the long run. Yeah,
and we've discussed this before as well. I mean, at the Harrox event, I try not get emotional a lot, but it was one of those moments where I looked at your parents watching you and I could see them absolutely bursting with pride. It was one of those moments where I was like, they even stopped you. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah.
They called you while you were mid-race to take a photo. You were on the other side of the barrier.
Yeah.
They're like, Jesse, can you take a photo for us? And they're on the other side of the barrier.
Yeah.
But do you think this has also positively impacted your family and possibly the next generation of like your family members to see like the physical attributes that you're now bringing and the discipline and consistency you bring to the table?
Yeah, definitely. Specifically my mum and dad, seeing me doing things like this, going to the gym every single day, it's kind of made them a lot more health conscious, in the sense of that they're starting to go out walking more, they're conscious of what they're eating, and the way that I've tried to project it to them is that if we can do it together, then it's a problem that's thirded or been split into three, and it's allowed us then to try and help boost each other and motivate each other to go out for a walk or to go out for a run or to go to the gym and not to actually slack off. And in terms of my sisters, when I've been putting it into the group chat, they've been finding it really motivational. My sister and Abu Dhabi is now healthy eating. She's now swimming, taking up swimming. My sister in Canada is now taking up PTing as well. And my sister in the one that's actually in Scotland, she's out walking more and she's doing steps more. So now I think it's made us a lot more health conscious. Yeah.
So just with you, we spoke about that place that you were in prior to looking for a personal trainer. I think it's definitely a topic that a lot of guys don't talk about, that a lot of guys are in though. They're in that rut of just life and they don't have the confidence, They don't have the boost. You took that first step to be like, hey, that's enough. And I know I was there at any time, so there wasn't much you never really did that much digging into who I was as a personal trainer. But training with me, what do you think's the biggest personality trait that probably benefits you as me as your personal trainer? Because we obviously all got personality differences as humans. You sometimes need the gentle coaching, and then sometimes you need the hard coaching. What do you think's been the main aspect of how we've managed to gel for so long, me as your personal trainer?
I think it's been a bit of both, like you say, the tough love and the kind of like just taking a step back, understanding, getting to know me and understanding where my head's at with each session that we have, knowing where I should be and where I want to be and how we're going to get there. Also just kind of that, like you say, that tough love of no, just get on and do it. As much as it's uncomfortable and you don't want to do it, you push me to actually do it, and I'm happy that I've actually done it. In terms of the strength, you've taught me about the technique. Just yesterday, right enough, I almost dropped the barbell, the squat on myself, but you managed to teach me about pushing myself back up and then caught me as well. And emotionally as well, that you are going to have, like you say, you're going to have those ups and downs when you're training, and you might go back to the eating and your eating might be off for a week or two. But in that beforehand, if I was eating healthily and then I went down a bad rut, I kind of just gave up. But what you kind of taught me is that you don't have to give up at that time. You can, you've had a bad week or a bad 2 weeks, but you can always push yourself again. You can always start that cycle back again. And that's what's kind of been a key factor, is that I've tried different techniques. I've tried methods with healthier eating, but they've not really suited. But now, with yourself and trying different things, you've now been able to expand my menu of food to then actually be able to try.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm really looking forward to, again, it's already been 2.5 years, but I do believe you haven't reached your ceiling anywhere close to it. It is a journey that we are both on now together. I mean, we're ingrained now, 2.5 years is a long time. And for me to see where you are. So last thing, if somebody was where they were at and then you finally jumped off the cliff to come, what would you suggest to guys, young adults that feel the exact same way as you did, and to try get them to be like, okay, well, maybe a personal trainer, maybe health and fitness is the way forward?
Yeah, I would always say that you've got the two options. You can go down the personal training route, or you can go down the classes route.
Yeah.
And it all depends on what your budget is.
100%.
And if you find that the PT is a bit too much, maybe you can start off with the classes and see how you get on. You also then get other people, and in our classes it is judgment free. There is nothing, nobody cares about anything. You just talk, we have a good time, everybody's really good friends now. So when you come into the class, it's good vibes, and you come in there, and if you enjoy it and you enjoy the session and you enjoy how the classes went, you can then talk to yourself about going into the personal training. And with that, it just brings back confidence within yourself. Like I say, at the very start when I first joined you, my confidence was at really an all-time low. And going into classes, going into the gym and going into the personal training with yourself, it brings out that confidence. And just going to the gym in general, it just brings out that confidence into you. It brings back that, I don't know, that drive in you to kind of want to push yourself further. And I think as well, going to the gym, finding the exercises that work for you, like currently what we're working on is my running, and I absolutely deter running. But even though it's only a small amount that I am running right now, I'm trying to pick it up, and the confidence will come with that.
Yeah. Well, Umar, thank you for coming on. I'm really
Thanks
looking
for having
forward to, again to the next year or 6 months to a year just to see where we go.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.